Good afternoon, children. This is Hanuman sir here. In the previous classes, we are discussing about rational numbers, right? So, what do you mean by rational numbers? Yes, rational numbers. The numbers can be written in the form of p by q, where q is not equals to 0 for all pq belongs to integers. Then they are rational. Then they are called rational numbers. And also we are discussing about how to find terminating decimal expansion and non-terminating decimal expansion and recurring form of an rational numbers, right? So the terminating decimal expansion is usually defined as a decimal number that contains a finite number of digits after the decimal point. Yes, and also we are discussing about a rational number can be converted into a decimal either by the long division method or by an equivalent rational number with the denominator has a 10 or a power of 10, and then expressing the equivalent rational number as a decimal. Okay, then non-terminating decimal expansion. Yes, a decimal is said to be a non-terminating repeating decimal if the division never gets completed and either a digit or a group of digits repeats itself again and again, right? So every rational numbers can be expressed either as a terminating decimal or as a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Yes, so some decimals which do not terminate and have no repeating parts are called irrational numbers. Yes, so the irrational numbers which cannot be written in the form of p by q, where k is not equals to 0 for all pq belongs to integers. Okay, then come to the sum. So we need to study about how to convert the given decimal into the rational number. So express 0.66666 etc is equals to 0.6 bar in the form of p by q, where q is not equals to 0 for all pq belongs to integers. Okay, so in this here we have only one digit. Here we have only one digit in the decimal part is repeating, right? So this is integer part. So which is the integer part here, children? Yes, so 0 is the integer part. 0 is the integer part, and so the decimal after the decimal point we call it as a decimal expansion or decimal part. So here only one digit in the decimal part is repeating, so we can multiply 10 on both sides. We get so 10 into x, 10x is equals to 10 into given x 0.666 etc. So we can write 10 into x, 10x is equals to, after multiplication we get, so 10 into 0.66 that is 6.6666. so 10x is equals to, here we can split again into a decimal part and the decimal integer part and the decimal part. So here, so integer part is 6 and the decimal part is 0.6666. okay, so after simplification, after splitting the given decimal, so we have one is integer part and 0.66 is the decimal part. So we can rewrite as 0.666 as x. Instead of 0.666 we can write x. By transposing, plus x becomes minus x, so 10x minus x is equals to x. So we can subtract 1x from 10x, we get 9x is equals to 6. Hence we get x is equals to 6 by 9. So here The simplest form of 6 by 9 is 3 2s are 6 and 3 3s are 9. Hence is of the form P by Q, where Q is not equals to 0. Hence 0.666 is a rational number. Okay. Then come to the second sum. So that is express 0.3333 etc., which is equals to 0.3 bar can be expressed or written in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equals to 0 for all PQ belongs to integers. Yes, here only one digit in the decimal part is repeating, so consider x is equals to 0.3333 etc. Right. So here we have only one digit in the decimal part is repeating, right? So that is after the decimal 3 is the repeating term, hence it is a recurring. Recurring can be denoted as a 3 bar. So hence it is a recurring. Okay, so we can multiply it by 10. So we can multiply 10 on both sides. Multiply 10 on both sides, we get 10 into x 10x. So 10 into given decimal 0.333 etc. So 10 into x 10x, 10 into 0.33 we get 3.33. After multiplication we get 3.333. So it can be written as 10x is equals to, here we can split into two parts. So one is the integer part, another one is the decimal part. So here we have integer part is 3 and then the decimal part 0.333 etc. Right. So 10x is equals to 3, and it can be written as we take x is equals to 0.33. Instead of 0.333 we can write ex. So 10x we can transpose this plus x from RHS to LHS. RHS to LHS we get 10x plus x becomes minus x is equals to 3. So 10 minus 1x is 10x minus 1x, we get 9x is equals to 3. So x is equals to 3 by 1. The simplest form of 3 by 9 is 3 ones are 3 threes are, that is x is equals to 1 by 3 is of the form P by Q, where Q is not equals to 0 for all PQ belongs to integers. Hence the given decimal 0.333 is a rational number. Okay children. Then come to the next sum. So I am going to give one more example regarding this. See, express 0.999 etc., which is equals to 0.9 bar can be written in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equals to 0 for all PQ belongs to integers. Right. I'll repeat the question once again. So express 0.999 is equals to 0.9 bar can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equals to 0 for all PQ belongs to integers. For all ulta a it is, for all PQ belongs to integers. Okay, here only one digit in the decimal part is repeating. after the decimal, only one digit in the decimal part is repeating. So we can take, consider x is equals to 0.999 etc. So in this case we have only one digit in the decimal part is repeating, so it can be written as 0.9 bar. So it is a recurring, it contains a recurring decimal expansion, recurring decimal expansion. Okay, so we can multiply 10 on both sides, multiply 10 on both sides, we get 10 into x, 10x, 10 into 0.999 etc. So this is 10x. After multiplication we get, so this is becomes 9.999 etc. So we can split the given integer part and decimal part. So the integer part is 9 plus the decimal part is 0.999 etc, 0.999 etc. So 10x is equals to 9. Instead of 0.9 we can write it as ex. So we can transpose this plus x from RHS to LHS, we get minus x, which is equals to 9. So 10 minus 1, 9x is equals to 9, hence x is equals to 9 by 9. 9 ones are 9 ones are 1 by 1. So 1 is a rational, we know that 1 is a rational number, is of the form p by q, where q is not equals to 0 for all pq belongs to integers. Okay, so I hope you all understand the given sum. So and I will continue in the next class. Thank you one and all.